Kristen had no problem giving interviews on the subject, insisting each time she was completely innocent, that she had done nothing to hurt her husband. At one point, she even proposed the theory that Greg had died by suicide and framed her and Dr. Robertson for his death out of spite. Well, in October 2002, Kristen finally had her day in court. And you know how when you watch Law and Order and you're like, this kind of stuff doesn't happen in the courtroom, like the yelling from the stand, the bickering between the judge and the defendant. Kristen would just yell, like audibly yell no while people were testifying. After the judge reprimanded her, Kristen replied with an attitude that set the judge off.
Wow.
The judge began cursing at Kristen in the courtroom, saying her behavior was absolute bullcrap, that it was hurting her case and she had to stop badgering the witness. His rant finished with, "I'm not an effing idiot." So basically, any respect Kristen might have gained in that courtroom was lost during her trial. And once the jury was sent to deliberate on November 12th, they knew they weren't dealing with an innocent widow. The jury found Kristen guilty of first-degree murder. Come December, she was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, as promised. Kristen's response? She said she couldn't believe the jury found her guilty and that she was going to continue to fight for her innocence. As for Robertson, his involvement in the case is still unclear. However, in 2006, prosecutors reportedly filed a criminal complaint against the doctor, naming him a potential co-conspirator in the murder. They charged him with one count of conspiracy to obstruct justice. Now, it's up to the Australian government whether or not they want to extradite him back to the US. If he ever does make his way back to the States, Michael Robertson could face up to 3 years in prison. Greg's family saw no point in finding forgiveness for their sister-in-law. After the conviction, Greg's brother summed up the situation poetically, saying, quote, "He saved you from the deepest valley of despair and lifted you to the highest peak of success that you will ever attain. When you reached the top, your reward to him was to push him off the cliff when he wasn't looking."